Rejecting the Sabbath is rejecting the Creator's authority. When you reject the Sabbath, you're not just discarding a day, you're rejecting the authority of the one who made the heavens and the earth. You're saying, God, I'll worship you how I want, not how you commanded. But worship on your terms is not worship at all. It's rebellion dressed in religion. The Sabbath is not man's idea. It wasn't invented by Moses, Israel, or any denomination. Genesis 2:2-3 tells us that God rested on the seventh day, and blessed it, and sanctified it. That word sanctified means set apart, made holy, not Sunday, not Friday, the seventh day. Before sin ever entered the world, the Sabbath stood as a holy monument to the Creator's authority. It declared who God is. Not just a God, not just a higher power, but the Creator of time, space, life, and law. The Sabbath is the only commandment that directly ties worship to creation. Exodus 20:11 echoes it. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So if you reject the Sabbath, you reject the sign of the Creator. You strip him of his title, his signature, and his seal. You erase the one commandment that identifies who gave the other 9. Think about it. The commandment against murder doesn't tell you who God is. Neither does the one about lying or adultery. Only the 4th commandment reveals God's name, the Lord, his title, Creator, and his territory, heaven and earth. It's the seal of divine authority, and Satan knows it. That's why Satan targeted it. If he could erase the Sabbath, he could erase the evidence of who God really is. And sadly, the world followed his deception. Church leaders changed the day. Tradition replaced truth. And now, most Christians worship on a counterfeit day, never realizing they've submitted to a man-made authority while claiming to follow God. Jesus said in Matthew 15:9, "In vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men." That's what Sunday worship is, a doctrine of man, a replacement God never approved. Show one verse, just one, where God changes his Sabbath to Sunday. You won't find it. What you will find is Isaiah 66:23, which says, "From one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me." That's future, in the new earth. God's Sabbath still stands. The Creator's authority has never been revoked. The only ones who reject it are those who want God's blessings without God's commands. To reject the Sabbath is to dethrone God in your life. It's to say, I'll honor you with 9 commandments, but not the one you said to remember. It's to place human opinion above divine authority. And when you do that, you join the same spirit of rebellion that got Lucifer cast out of heaven. This is bigger than a day. This is about allegiance. Who has the right to command your time, your worship, your loyalty? God does. And he sealed that right in the 4th commandment. You say you love Jesus? Then do what he did. Luke 4:16 says it was his custom to keep the Sabbath. He called himself Lord of the Sabbath, not Sunday. If he's your Lord, then obey his lordship, not man's tradition. Revelation 14:7 commands all the earth to worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea. That's a direct echo of the 4th commandment. The final test of loyalty in earth's closing hour will revolve around worship, and worship is always tied to authority. So who is your authority? The Creator, or convenience, the Bible, or the crowd? Rejecting the Sabbath is not a minor doctrinal disagreement. It's a rejection of the God who said, "I am the Lord, That is my name, and my glory will I not give to another. Isaiah 42:8. If you reject the Sabbath, you reject his authority, and no rebel walks through the gates of his eternal kingdom.